Hello friends, welcome to the first lecture of Coordination Chemistry. This is Harshal Dabne working as Assistant Professor in Maratha Vidya Prasark Samaj, Nashik. Friends, coordination chemistry is an important topic in inorganic chemistry related to the study of the coordination compounds which contain the coordination bond. When we move towards the introduction to the coordination chemistry, so we come across double salt. So first we talk about what do you mean by double salt and what are the properties of the double salt. So double salt is nothing but the compounds which contain more than one cation or anion. Best example is nothing but said to be the potash alum, which having molecular formula KAlSO4 by 2, which having the 12 aqua molecule. So when we dissolve this potash alum into the aqueous medium, so it get completely dissolved, and after the dissolutions it get the positive test for all constituent ions such as what say the K positive Al, then what say the SO4 dinegative as well. So this picture it can shows the potash alum. So this is nothing but the picture of the potash alum. In Hindi it will be called as what Fitkari. In Marathi we can call as what say the tutti. So you all know about what this compound and the properties of this compound means. Double salts are nothing but the compounds. They contain more than one cation or anion, and when we dissolve into the aqueous medium, so they can completely dissociate into the respective ions. And when we take a test of particular ions, so they use a test for each and every ion. So that's why they are not going to, you can say that, retain their properties. Okay, so this is what say the difference in between say the double salt and the coordination compounds. So in other hand, coordination compounds, they do not undergo the dissociations when we add into the aqueous medium. So friends, we move towards the coordination compound. So the coordination complex or the compounds is the product of what say the metal and the ligand, and the relationship in between them is nothing but said to be the Lewis acid base reaction. Okay, means we can call as what say the Lewis base is nothing but the ligand, and the metal is play a role as what say the Lewis acid, because the metal. So this picture can show what say the reaction or the formation of the coordination compound as what say the hexaamine nickel dipositive ion. Okay, so see, this is nothing but said to be the nickel. So when we take a salt such as the nickel chloride, and when we add this nickel chloride into the aqueous solution or aqueous solvent, we got the aqueous solution of the nickel complex. And if we add the NH3, aqueous NH3 into it, so what we got such type of complex which having the light green color. So this is what say the light green color. And when we add the excess amount of what say the NH3, so what happened, we got what say the blue color complex, that is nothing but the hexaamine nickel dipositive complex. So when say the light green color is converted into the blue color, so we can call as what say the reaction is complete, and what we got the hexaamine nickel as a product. So this is what say the reaction. So we can do these reactions by the another way. If we use directly concentrate NH3 in presence of what suppose the aqueous NH3, so what we get, so this is the one nothing but said to be nickel dipositive, same solutions we take. So when we add the concentrated NH3 into it, so we got what say the directly blue color complex, means the same complex here we got, but it cannot contain what this state means. But instead of what say the light green complex, we directly got what say the blue color complex. So this is nothing but the difference means when we use what this one means, that is what say the aqueous NH3, this one another is nothing but said to be the concentrated NH3. So when we use the concentrated NH3, so what happened, the reaction as means the rate of the reaction is much faster, and directly what we got this same compound, that is the hexaamine nickel dipositive. Okay, so when we compare this coordination compounds with you can say that the double salt, so we know that double salts are easily dissolved into the aqueous solutions and use the taste of each respective ions. But these coordination compounds are different from them. Means when we dissolve into the water, they do not complete undergo dissociation, and they don't show the positive taste for what say the nickel. Suppose if you want to take a test of nickel, so you can use what say the DMG complex, DM is solution of the DMG in alcohol, so you can add it but they will not give you what say the nickel DMG complex. It means that the coordination compounds, they do not undergo the dissociation, and you can say that they will not give the positive test for all their constituents ions. Okay, so this picture, it shows what say the formation of this complex. So at the center of this, it is nothing but said to be the nickel. Okay, so we are talking about what this complex here. We have what this nickel as in metal, and this is nothing but said to be the NH3, which are called as what say the ligands. Okay, we have what are three types of ligands. The ligands either what the positive, they are negative, and then neutral. Means three types of ligands we have. So here in case of this complex, we have what NH3, so which is classified into the category of the neutral ligand. So we have what a 6 NH3 ligands attached to this nickel. So here this is nothing but said to be the nickel, which is called as what the central atom or the central ion. So it is called as the central metal ion. Shortly it is abbreviated as CMI. Okay, and another, these are nothing but said to be the 6 okay, 6 shown. This is what say the ligand, so we can call it as what NH3. So these are what the 6 NH3, they are oriented around this nickel at an angle of what say the octahedron. Okay, so whenever we have what say the 6 ligand, so the geometry must be octahedral. Okay, so this is all about what say the coordination compounds. So now we move towards say the next thing, that is nothing but the difference in between what say the double salt and the complex compound. So see here, we already know that when we talk about what say the double salt, so they can be, it is nothing but the mixture of what is there two simple salts in the equimolar proportions. Okay, means how we prepare the double salt. So when we take what say the two different compounds, inorganic compounds, okay, react to it in equimolar proportion, we directly got what say the double salts. But it is completely different in case of what say the complex, or you can say that the coordination compound. So here they may be equimolar or may not be. Sometimes two compounds, or you can say that the metal and the ligand, they may be present in equimolar, or sometimes they are not equimolar. But most of cases they are not in equimolar, because we have say the one metal ion and there are lots of ligand. We can say that 2 to 7 ligands are surrounded to this metal ion. So that's why there is no equimolar proportion in case of what's the coordination compounds. Okay, but there is a presence in what's the double salt. Another is nothing but they exist only in solid state. In aqueous solutions they completely dissociate. So we already talk about that. Means double salts are always present in the solid state. But when we talk about what's the coordination compounds, so they are present in both. Means that is what say solid state as well as what's the aqueous state. So it is nothing but the property of the you can say that the coordination complex, so they are also stable in the aqueous solutions. Okay, double salts are not stable as that of what's the coordination compound. So this is what's the second difference in between them. Then next is nothing but said to be the they are ionic compounds and they do not contain the coordinate bond. Yeah, so double salts are nothing but said to be, it's just the mixture of what two things when they react. Okay, so they are ionic compounds, but they do not contain any type of coordinate bond. But actually this is what's the ionic compound. Coordination compounds are nothing but sometimes they are ionic, sometimes they are what's the neutral compounds, but they must possess the coordinate bond. Okay, means in between the ligand and metal there is a presence of the coordinate bond. So now we think about the next point. So the properties of the double salts are the same as that of the constituents compound. So obviously, suppose when we take what say the A compound, B compound, we mix it. After the mixing, what happened? We got what's the EB compound, and EB compound when we add into the aqueous. So after that we got what the EB means whatever the property shown by the A before the reaction. So the same property can be shown by the A which is in present in the solution. So this is nothing but the case in the double salt. So that's why the properties of the double salts are same as those the constituents compounds. But here in case of the complex coordination compounds, this is not true. Why? Because suppose if we take what the nickel, we can react with the nickel with what the NH3. So what we got the hexaamine nickel complex. Okay, so when we take a say the taste of that nickel, so we were not seen that taste. Okay, because they will not going to give the positive taste of the nickel. So with the property of the you can say that the reactants are not shown by the product in case of the coordination complexes. But here in double salt, so whatever the property shown by, so you can say that the reactant, the same property can be shown by the product when you dissolve in the aqueous solution, or you can say that the water. Next point is nothing but said to be in a double salt, the metal ion shows their normal valency, obviously. In case of what's the double salt, so why this is so? Because in case of the double salt, there is no bonding in between them. So we are not going to say that what there is a coordination bond in between them, so that's why no bonding is there. That's why the metal, whatever the valency they have before the reaction, so they can show what's the same valency after the reaction in case of what's the double salt. So this is what's the first thing. Next thing is nothing but said to be in coordination compounds, the metal, so they have two types of valency according to the Werner's coordination theory. First one is called as the primary valency, which can be satisfied by means of what say the negative ions, and another is what say the secondary valency, which can be satisfied what say the negative, positive, as well as what say the neutral ligands. Okay, and last point is nothing but a double salt loses its identity in the solution. So obviously, suppose we have what say the B, we can react this AB. And what we got the AB compound, and after that we can add this AB compound into the aqueous solution. Further we got what's the AB. That's why the double salt can lose their identity, means the product is nothing but AB, we can add into the aqueous solution, we got what the A and B. That's why they can loses their identity. But in case of the coordination compounds, they retain their identity once the coordination compound is formed. Okay, so you can add this compound to the water or in another solvent, so they will not going to dissociate. So that's why they can retain their identity. So this is nothing but the major differences, okay, or differentiation in between what's the double salt and the coordination compound. So now we move towards say the basic definitions inside the coordination chemistry. So the first one is nothing but the coordinate bond. So friends, we know that in coordination chemistry, we know that there is a relationship in between the metal and the ligand. Okay, so the first one is nothing but the metal who can accept the Lewis acid. Okay, why? Because they can accept the electron, and another is nothing but the ligand. So ligand, what is ligand? Ligand is nothing but those species which having tendency to donate the electron. Okay, donate the electron. So that's why it will be called as what's the Lewis base. Okay, so here we have some say definitions, important definitions in coordination chemistry. So the first one is the coordinate bond. What is coordinate bond? Coordinate bond is nothing but the dative bond or the covalent bond. So whenever, so this is what say this one is nothing but said to be the NH3. Okay, it is an ammonia, and we know that the nitrogen is having what's the lone pair. So when such type of ammonia is reacted with what's the water, or you can say that say the acid. So what happens? This is nothing but said to be the lone pair present over what's say the nitrogen. Okay, so they will going to attack over what's say the hydrogen. Okay, and when they attack over the hydrogen, so there is a bond formation in between this hydrogen and nitrogen. Okay, and which electron will undergo use? So this electrons they use in between what bond formation in between the nitrogen and this hydrogen. So that bond can be shown by this. So the arrow is towards what the hydrogen. Why this is so? Because the electrons of the nitrogens they are moving towards say the hydrogen. So that's why this arrow is indicate what's the presence of the coordinate bond. This one is what's the covalent bond. This is nothing but the coordinate bond. What is the difference in between the covalent and coordinate bond? We can understand. See, the covalent bond is nothing but said to be it is formed due to the sharing of electron. Means the one electron can be shared by this hydrogen and another electron can be shared by this nitrogen. So due to the sharing of this, so this bond is formed. That's what is called the covalent bond. This bond is formed due to the sharing of the electron, but both electrons can be shared by means of this nitrogen atom. Hydrogen they don't have an electron, so both electrons can be shared by the nitrogen, and there is a formation of the bond. And that bond they have the same properties as that of what's the covalent bond. That's why they are sometimes it's called as what's the covalent coordinate bond or the coordinate covalent bond. Okay, sometimes it is called as dative bond, dative covalent bond. Okay, so these are nothing but the different names of this coordinate bond. So I think you understand what do you mean by the coordinate bond. Now we move towards what's the ligand. So obviously we are talking about what's the ligand. So in coordination chemistry, ligand is an ion or the molecule. You can say that the functional group. So that bind a central metal ion, okay, to form a coordination complex. So obviously see So in last case, in last slide, we seen the reaction in between the what say the nickel and what the ammonia. So ammonia is nothing but the ligand, and the metal is nothing but said to be the you can say that the nickel in this case. Okay. So what is the function of the metal atom and what is the function of the ligand? So metal atom, it can act as a Lewis acid because they can provide a vacant orbitals. Okay. And another is nothing but the ligand. So they having what's the electron pair which is free for donation. So that's why this lone pair is donated into the vacant orbital of what's the you can say that the metal ion. That's why there is a formation of the coordinate bond in between them. Okay, so this is what. So when we talk about the ligand, so ligands are nothing but the species who can do available electrons towards what say the metal and form a bond in between say the metal and the ligand. We have what three types of ligand depending upon the charges. So first is what positive, you can say negative, and another is nothing but said to be the neutral. So these are nothing but said to be the types of ligands depending upon the charges. Okay, so now we talk about what say the next point, that is what say the types of ligand. Yes, we are talking about what negative, positive, and neutral ligand. So this is nothing but the classifications based on say the types of the charge present over the ligand. So here these are nothing but the ligands. They having what mononegative or dinegative charge present over it. Okay, these are some ligands which have what's the positive charge, that is what's the nitrosilium and the hydrazinium. Okay, another is nothing but the neutral molecules, that is what say the carbon monoxide, this one, this is ammonia, this is H2O, this is what hydroxylamine hydroxide. Okay, this one is yeah, hydroxylamine, this one is nothing but the methylamine. So these all are nothing but the neutral ligand. What do you mean by neutral? So they don't have a charge. Okay, so that's why they are said to be the neutral. So when we move towards the next slide, okay, so it yeah, we further do the classification on the basis of say the coordination number. Okay, so first we try to understand what do you mean by the coordination number. So see, suppose we have what say the metal. So what is coordination complex? So in coordination complex we have two important entities. The first one is metal ion, that is called the central metal ion. Shortly it is abbreviated as CMI, and another is nothing but the ligand. Okay, so sometimes what we see, one metal bonded with two ligand, one metal bonded with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Okay, so means what, one metal is bonded to the number of ligands. Okay, so how many number of ligands are attached to the metal, that number is nothing but said to be the coordination number. Okay, means what is coordination number? Number of ligands attached to the metal ion, so that number is nothing but the coordination number of that metal. Okay, so here we have some say you can say that the ligands, first one is called as what, the monodentate. Okay, monodentate. So what is monodentate? So see, we have what say the ligand, and obviously if they are ligand, so this is what say the organic molecule or the inorganic molecule. So they what is ligand? Ligand is nothing but say the species which having tendency to, you can say that donate the lone pair to the metal ion. So this is nothing but said to be the ligand. Hello? So here the different ligands have tendency, means suppose if we talk about what say this ACO or the amines, so they have tendency to donate the only one lone pair, means they can form a only one bond with respect to what say the metal. So that's why they are called as what say the monodentate. The meaning of the monodentate is the mono means what one and dentate means what you can they are going to donate the electrons. So that's why these electrons are nothing but said to be the monodentate, means they have ability to donate only or ability to form only one bond. That's why they are said to be the monodentate. This one is nothing but the examples of the biodentate ligands. A based examples are the ethylene diamine, oxalato, and ethyl glyxato. Okay, so these are nothing but said to be the three ligands. They can form what say the two bonds with respect to the metal. So this is nothing but shown by means of arrow. This one, that one, and this one. Okay, so these are nothing but these ligands. They have ability to form two bonds. So that's why they are called as what say the biodentate ligand. Another next one is nothing but the tridentate. So diethyl triamine is nothing but the best example for this. Means this molecule had tendency to form three bonds with respect to the metal, okay, or with metal. So that's why it is nothing but the tridentate metal, tridentate ligands. And the next one is what a tetradentate ligand, and then in last one is nothing but the hexadentate. So EDT is nothing but say the best example for what say the hexadentate ligands. So here this ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, ethylene diamine tetraacetato, okay, means it is the anion of this. So they have tendency to donate six you can say that 6 electron pair to the metal, and they can form a 6 bond with metal. So that's why it is an hexadentate ligand. So this one it is an triethyl tetramine. So they have also have tendency to form 4 bonds with metal. So that's why it is called the tetradentate ligand. Now we move towards what say some definition. So we already seen what's the coordination number, the number of ligands surrounded by the central metal ion. So that number is nothing but said to be the coordination number. So the coordination number is nothing but the inherent property of each and every metal. So here in this chart we seen this is what say the EG. So these are what say the example of the EG. So in each examples of the EG, so they occupied what 2 ligands, and that's why their coordination number is nothing but the 2. When we talk about what's the copper, so copper sometimes occupied with the 2 ligand, sometimes with 4. Means the copper can show the variety of the coordination number, such as what's the 2 or 4. And obviously the zinc can show what's the 4, Hg can show what's the 4 coordination number. But when we talk about what's the Fe, so Fe occupied the 6 ACO, or you can say that the 6 ligands. Either they may have the positive, negative, or neutral. So that's why the coordination number of this Fe is nothing but Fe, Co, and Ni are nothing but said to be the 6. Okay, so try to understand